So when you're talking about risk management on a lot of these assets, like you said, you get really big swings in a day. Like obviously, trading equities, trading the normal futures contracts, I'm having a really wild day if an asset goes 2.5% either direction.
Yeah.
3% is like unheard of. 4% happens 3-4 times a year. When you're trading assets that can move like 4% in a day on average, how has that changed how you manage risk?
Yeah. So obviously, so I use like an ATR based stop and target system. So ATR stands for average true range.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't want to reveal exactly how I place my take profits and stop losses, but I use a ratio of the ATR basically. So maybe I'll place my stop like two times away from the average ATR for let's say Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then my take profits would be like multiples of that. So it might be 2x ATR, 3x ATR, 4x, etc. So in crypto, I think you have to kind of adjust if you're using like an ATR based approach. So maybe in equities, it's okay to use like a 1x average range or maybe slightly higher. But when it comes to crypto, especially when you're dealing with altcoins that are very volatile and could have like extreme wicks, especially nowadays when the liquidity is kind of low, I basically use basically a wider stops. So I use pretty wide stops in my risk management and low position sizing. It's like you can't use like high position sizes. Like if you have, let's say you have like $100,000 account, you're not gonna go all in with 100,000 on Pepe. You'll probably use like a very small position size relative to your capital because because of the formula with how you would calculate your stop loss and position sizing if you are using like a mathematical ATR based approach like I do.
No, that totally makes sense. I mean, there's so much in the way of volatility that could be affected, and I'm learning so much just watching your stuff and reading through some of your trades about how intensely the crypto market has been affected by things like news. With the Fed coming out this week. I mean, it's more of the same, right?
Yeah.
We hyped up this event. We're gonna say, Jerome's gonna say something that's gonna shake the world, and then
Yeah.
he comes out there and he says exactly what he's been saying for the past year. So what we're talking about ATR, you're talking about risk management. How much of a role has news played in that strategy of yours now?
Yeah. So there's been a lot of like market breaking news, especially this year in crypto. So back in June, we had the SEC come out and basically sue Binance, which is the number one cryptocurrency exchange by volume in the whole world. And then they also sued Coinbase for, I think, the whole basis of their lawsuit is that Coinbase is offering cryptocurrencies for trading that are securities. So
Right.
basically all the I forgot all the names that they named, but basically all the cryptos that they named in their lawsuit, like those immediately took like a 20 to 25% hit, like downwards in 1 hour when that news came out. Luckily, I was like looking at the technicals during that time, and I was mostly positioned short. So that was actually one of my better months back in June because I really
I can
profited.
imagine.
Yeah, I really profited off that downwards move. And I think you were even saying in the podcast you did with Jordan that you prefer being on the short side of the market, if I'm not mistaken, just
Yeah.
because the market just takes that elevator down approach.
Yeah.
And I don't really see the elevator going up much in really any market. So I wish
No.
Bitcoin would go up 20% in 1 hour or some other crypto, but normally it's the opposite that happens. It goes down 20%.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to be, I guess I would consider myself more of a short biased trader, especially in crypto and especially during this bear market that we have in
Yeah.
the cryptocurrency market specifically.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing that traders don't necessarily always remember. The way that assets work, everything works off of psychology, right? So people buy because they're excited, people sell because they're afraid, and being afraid is a much more powerful emotion than being excited in most cases. So talking about trading in 2020, I mean, That's the closest thing I can even imagine as a futures trader to 20-25% moves. But
Yeah.
when the Nasdaq was moving 5% down, it wasn't moving 5% down because people were sitting on their hands. It was moving 5% down because everyone was pressing the sell button on any device, telephone,
Yeah.
computer. People were faxing orders in, whatever they could do. And that's a really big opportunity for us as traders.
Yeah.
That's so wild to think that a 20-25% move could happen in an hour. So when
Yeah.
you were in these trades, like what was going through your head, man? Did you hold for like a whole 20% move, like a 15% move, or?
Yeah. So since I'm more of a, well, not more, I would consider myself a swing trader. I do
Yeah,
like some intraday trading as well, but really the bread and butter of my strategy and where most of my profits come from are from more of the trades that I hold for the long term. So, and by long term, I mean it's like 2 to 3 days in crypto, up to a week.
gotcha.
Like
Gotcha.
probably like a long term trade in the equity world would be a few weeks, 2 months. But in crypto, since everything moves like very fast, my definition of long term is literally 2 to 3 days. That's a long term position in crypto. So
Wow.
yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I was positioned. I forgot the exact setup. Obviously, it wasn't based on the news of the
Right.
SEC lawsuit, but because I would, there's no idea. I mean, there was no way I would know that the SEC was going to come out with these news. So, but
Yeah,
anyways, the
that would
technical.
only be a little illegal. No big deal.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I had someone inside at the SEC
Yeah,
who could,
that is
whisper me some secrets. But anyway,
right.
uh, I don't, unfortunately. So,
Right.
Hey guys, Jordan here. Just wanted to send you a personal little thank you for sticking around and watching us here at TradeDelicious. If you did enjoy the content, consider subscribing. Everything we do here is completely free. And of course, we have some other video suggestions here which you might love. We will see you in the next video.